our technological problems.
How much is our local area affected by deforestation?
So I think that our local area is really affected by deforestation, and some of the main things that we see are encroaching human habitat. So as humans take over areas, then the wild things have less space to live and less habitat to be in. And so as we start taking away from the native wildlife for humans, then that's when we really see problems with deforestation.
How much is the world affected by deforestation?
The world is, I would say that in the last 50 years, over 70% of the Earth's surface, 70% of the forests have been taken away. And so when you look at it, trees are really the air conditioners for the whole globe. So they pull in CO2 and they release oxygen. And right now we're having a lot of problems with buildup of CO2 as a greenhouse gas in our atmosphere. And it holds heat at a greater amount. And so deforestation worldwide is one of the biggest problems that we have, and also a way that we could cure some of our global climate change problems.
How much is overpopulation affecting the rate of habitat loss?
I think they go hand in hand. So, like overpopulation, as our numbers increase, we've just come to 7.2 billion people in the world. And as that number increases, our habitat decreases, or habitat for wildlife decreases. And so, pretty soon, what we're going to have is we're going to have these little pods for wildlife, like national parks, and then there won't be any like really truly wild areas. So just these little islands of wildlife are what we're moving towards.
Is it harder to find nature in its purest form than it was 100 years ago?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think now we say the term that we're loving nature to death. So those little islands that have been set aside as wildlife, a lot of times you go and if you go to hike them, they've been hiked by a million people, and it's just whenever you put that many people on a piece of land, it's just not wild anymore.
How are technological advances helping the environment?
I think if you go back to biomimicry, whenever we look at the way that nature restores itself, we can learn a lot, and we can also innovate. So as we look, if you think about, like, say, for instance, an airplane, to get an airplane to get off the ground and to fly takes a huge amount of energy. But then if you work with air currents and you understand aerodynamics, we're now working on airplanes that basically can take off without any energy and glide on waves of air and are much more aerodynamic. They also invented